Welcome back to another episode of
Sarcastically Serious.
I'm your co-host Sean.
And I'm James.
Let's get this started.
Kinda gay.
Yeah,
It's all good.
you know, it is what it is.
So, we couldn't get fresh live music or our beautiful voices talking to you simply because,
James had to upgrade to the new bougie.
I'm broke.
I just thought about something.
What's up?
Probably need to close that door.
Okay, I can do that. Stand by. Can't do that.
You're like, I could do that. Nah, I can't do that. Just because.
Got the production guys in the back making too much noise.
Yeah, y'all shut up back there.
Damn.
Dude, it's been a while.
It has been a while. Do we actually know when the last episode was? I was thinking about it on the way over, and I was like...
The 1 year mark
at
was
least 6
November,
months.
and no, it hadn't been that long.
Sure?
Yeah, it was probably like September.
Let's take a look. Let's look at our YouTube stats.
Probably like September.
Maybe I should subscribe to our channel.
Gee, thanks.
I don't even want to listen to
Now
us.
we have 5 subscribers. If
Yep.
James subscribes.
Damn.
All right.
6 months ago. 20 views last episode.
Are you fucking serious? 6 months ago? Oh, we're in February now. Damn. I didn't even think about that. All right.
No, 4 months ago, sorry.
Yeah, see, liar.
4 months. 43 views. Yay! Biden's F-35. Painkiller, pets, blah, blah, blah. What's our highest view?
The very first one, which is garbage.
God awful. 62, 69.
Anyways, hey, bitch.
Porn addiction. We got a lot of views on that one. I
Wonder why. Oh, man. So, happy 2024.
Yay!
It's hot as fuck up here. I'm about to
good.
start sweating.
I'm comfortable.
Yeah, fuck you, skinny fuck.
Yeah, no insulation.
Yeah, I have plenty. And then
I'm like a
more.
Haiti house.
Oh, shit.
Zero insulation with all the Clinton money.
Fucking pores.
So we're back with our statistics for the election year of 2024.
And they are looking,
Like shit.
yeah,
Did you hear me, Sean? I said shit.
yeah.
Good. So yeah, no, it is a wild mess of everything.
Yeah.
I'm catching nidbits here and there. What I'm finding hilarious is I randomly started following Nikki Haley on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah. And everything she
Yeah.
posts is all shit. It's like she's pretty much...
Pandering to whatever fucking
No,
vote
she's
she
like,
can get.
oh yeah, Trump can't win because of this. Trump can't win because of that. I'm doing this, and Trump. And I'm like, how about we concentrate on Biden
What does she sound like?
as a person?
No. Well, I mean, like, as a party member, what does she sound like?
A
fucking Democrat.
She's been there forever.
A Democrat.
Yeah.
She sounds just like all them motherfuckers. They're all focused on Trump.
Yeah.
She needs to focus on herself. She sounds like the
She needs to focus on the country
Yeah, but I'm
more than
saying...
anything.
But what I'm saying is focus on herself as far as what the fuck she's going to do.
Right.
She's a candidate for a position to do what?
Beat Trump.
No, right.
We're all going to beat Trump.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And if that's her campaign, then fuck you, we don't need you.
So a lot of it, I'm sure everybody's aware of it. Everything going on with shit locally here in Georgia. Obviously, it's a big state. Damn it, fucking word I'm looking for.
I have no
I
idea.
always do this shit. If it was just me and you talking and the mics weren't here, I'd fucking be like, meh, 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 meh.
Yeah.
Indictment. So the indictment of Trump with
Oh.
election interference,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. I just find it so interesting. Have you been keeping up with any of the shit in Atlanta
Nope.
whatsoever?
Nope.
So
Fuck them.
I'm going to do a shitty job of summarizing it for you.
Hell yeah.
So the indictment started.
right.
The DA, I forgot her name,
Yeah.
something goofy.
She's a bitch.
Yeah, she's a bitch. And so the indictment started. She, filed all the processing paperwork. And then we have this prosecutor
Mhm.
that was hired by the city
Mhm.
to prosecute. And then shortly after, all this starts, when Trump's not appearing, obviously he pays billions and millions of dollars to attorneys to appear for him.
Right.
That's what you do because he's trying to get the presidency back.
Yep.
And then we roll into, hey, there's a scandal because the prosecutor
Right.
that she hired,
Yep.
she's supposedly having an affair with,
Yep.
while he was still married.
Yep.
He got awarded the position to be the prosecutor
Mm-hmm.
for the Trump trial the day after he files divorce paperwork from his wife.
Mm-hmm.
Coincidence. So strange.
Yep.
And he's also a ill-practiced prosecutor in this position because he has almost none, especially to the
Experience.
magnitude of an ex-president
Right.
and election interference. And as big as a case as this is,
This should be,
whether it's
if it was real, legitimate,
Right.
this should be.
yeah, you should have the best prosecutor in
This
the
should be
fucking
the
country.
front page. Right. This
Yeah.
should be grand
Johnny
jury.
Carson
I mean,
fucking
yeah,
up
right,
in his bitch or
right,
something,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Something of that magnitude, something that great.
Huge.
And as all this stuff's unraveling, it's coming apparent that they've taken so many vacations together over the last few months. Who knows if it was on taxpayers' money?
No, but she's reaping the rewards of his dime.
Right.
And that's where Trump's lawyers are filing a motion
Mm-hmm.
because it's.
It's a giant mess.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think of the word it is. But yeah, so anyways, yeah.
So let's look at numbers. He's getting paid over $100 more as a prosecutor. Yeah, maybe it's because it's a big case, but you have to show evidence of being worth that extra $100. So he's getting paid $250 an hour and is allotted 40 hours in a monthly time cycle to build a county or build a state, however that works. So he's getting paid $250 an hour, $100 more. Doesn't have the experience.
$250 an hour, 40 hours a month.
Mhm.
That's it?
Yep. That's what he's allowed.
How much is that?
Let me get my
250
Cash
times
machine.
4, what is that, 100,000 a month?
10,000.
10,000. 250 times 40 hours.
Yeah, 40 times 250, 10,000.
Okay.
$10,000 a month he's willing to bill, which ain't a whole lot of money considering
No.
imagine all the paralegals, people running around.
Yeah, that's not shit.
But still,
It's still.
it's $100 more
right.
than the next guy in line that should be possibly doing
Right.
this, which I find is so interesting.
Mm.
And right when the shit blows up in their face and like, oh, you were having
An affair.
an affair and all this was happening, the
And then?
timeline of you filing for divorce and then the day after you get awarded this position, that's really stinky, very stinky. And what happens the week following that, or not even a week, a couple of days afterwards, there's a cyber attack on the IT network of Fulton County where this is happening. How convenient. How fucking convenient.
So then what happened? What does that mean?
Well, they ended up being subpoenaed. First, they wanted to seal the court documents for this divorce. I'm like, no, we need transparency. And luckily, the judge, pushed through for it. The divorce paperwork, however that works, everything being unsealed, which is great. I think that was a great move on the judge's part because he wants to have transparency. And if you don't want a scandal happening behind closed doors, you need to show the whole world what's happening,
Right.
whether they're in the right or wrong. Who knows? We're speculating, right? But 1 + 1, fucking, we know what that equals.
3.
Yeah. So it's the way everything's lined up. I kind of view it as an episode of House of Cards, which I'm guessing you haven't finished yet.
Hell no. I watched probably 8 episodes and I haven't watched any since.
And
And that was that weekend.
Yeah. But was it good? Did you
Yeah.
enjoy it?
Oh yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
I'm not a big TV person.
I got you.
So I used to be able to get into shit like that, but I can't. I just can't anymore. But
But what I was saying was how House of Cards is once you get deeper into it, if you do, people that have watched all 6 seasons or whatever the hell it is, the way it lines up, I was like, this shows exactly how this political shit works. My theory is, that the Democratic Party or Republican or whoever, powers that be, enforced that they serve this indictment. And, if Trump and his party did do wrong during the whole election interference, whatever you want to call it, they promised her the world, I'm sure. Okay, so she's a hammer down. Well, I got this perfect guy to do it. I'm also fucking him on the side. And his wife knows about it probably.
Hell yeah.
So let's get him. I'm going to pay him a little extra more money so we go on vacations. Okay,
Hell
cool.
Yeah.
And then when it blows up and they can't do fucking PR control over the whole situation.
Oh, cyber
attack.
Oh,
How
convenient.
fucking convenient.
Yep.
Probably one of the largest cities on the East Coast. I'm sure they have teams of people protecting the cyber security of, the
Courthouse, court
court,
documents.
all that stuff, their whole
Yeah,
system.
Yeah. That's such bullshit.
And it just gets locked in. And
Hell yeah.
I'm like, this just shows me exactly how this fucking system works.
Yeah.
And that's how it's a speculation, it's fucking conspiracy theory shit I come up with. I told Misty, I was like, and of course she doesn't watch House of Cards, and I was like, this kind of reeks of, interference all the way around.
Yeah.
I think it's a giant ploy. It's been a ploy the entire time. And
All they're trying to do is fuck up his name, but all they're doing is boosting his name. And they don't realize that. They still think that this is hindering anything. And you think the 2 states that's taken, or says they're taking Trump off the ballot, I don't know if they completely did yet, or
Colorado, I think, put a pamphlet. I don't know the fucking terms for it, but they ultimately had to put him back on there for a couple of different reasons. I don't know the specifics on it.
yeah. And I think the other state will too. But either or, I think it was Iowa, not Iowa.
New Hampshire, I think, was one of them. And then I think they followed Colorado, and I think all that kind of fell apart. I don't know the specifics on it.
Right.
I was like, all this will come out through the wash. It's all just a giant ploy to me.
The whole thing is garbage, but all it's done is help him. It's kind of like you hear, there's no such thing as bad PR, or
Yeah, that's right.
yeah, no such thing as bad PR. So even if they're slandering you and talking shit and all this, guess what? You're still on the front page.
Yep.
Guess what? You're still the talk of the table.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's still focused on you.
Yep.
So what then?
And then it just got interesting. Then Frontline, PBS, they have their own little side thing of Frontline where they do investigative journalism.
Mm-hmm.
And it was all based on, obviously, I'm sure you've seen it, during, election night. All this stuff started floating around before he was, Biden took, the congratulations speech or whatever. Oh, there's election fraud because downtown Atlanta, in one of the main buildings that they're doing ballot counting, physical ballot counting.
Oh, a pipe bust.
Pipe bust all of a sudden, of course. And all these, there's so much speculation, stuff randomly showing briefcases or totes of election or ballots showing up. And then that one video that went around crazy viral about someone just reaching underneath the desk, some ladies downtown Atlanta. And then all of a sudden these new ballots showed up. Of course, we don't know exactly what was on there. And Frontline kind of broke that down of like a step-by-step of where Rudy Giuliani was on his team, obviously here in the state, Trump, and, they started pushing all this propaganda out. And I believed it. I believed it 100% because I was like, the video, the clip, the 2-second clip that everybody goes off of, based off everything.
Right.
Oh, that looks fucking crooked as shit.
Yep.
Well, they broke it down and they showed video clips of like, the hour before that. That case was brought in way before it got down to crunch time and where, they were getting down to, single digits of a difference of a vote. And they showed how everything came in and it was all proper on video. Obviously, what actually happened, who knows? But of course, they had Giuliani just lost his court case against these 2 ladies that he basically tore apart on social media about, these ladies are doing this, they're crooked, blah, blah, blah. And they played voice recordings of voicemails that they got from the wild people in the country. Like, oh, I'm going to burn your fucking house down, using all kinds of slander,
Right.
all the black names that you can think of.
Right.
And they were making 911 calls like there's someone outside my house, and they're talking about burning my house down with me inside of it, and all kinds of craziness. And I'm like, this is wild. Because I believed it. When I saw that, I was like, holy
Right.
shit. I'm like, they are doing corruption into this election.
I'm not going to say anybody in particular, but one, with us using a computer, that's wrong.
Right.
Nothing should be electric.
Right.
everything should be a paper ballot. I should have to walk in there, show them my identification.
That's
Sho-
racist.
Yeah. That shows I'm a Georgia citizen, right? Show my identification, get my ballot, put who I want on there, turn it back in, and that's the way it should be. 100%. Any other way is subject to fraud.
Right.
And the thing that got me with the election was at 2 o'clock in the morning, whatever it was, I don't remember times, guesstimating.
Right.
2 o'clock in the morning, I was like, fuck this, I turned the TV off. Went to sleep, woke up at 6 or 7 in the morning, and I took a picture of the election.
Little clicker.
Yeah, the tallies. 6 hours later, Trump's number didn't change, the independent didn't change, and Biden's has jumped up 300,000. What the fuck? You're telling me every vote that they counted over the last 4 or 5 hours, every one of them was for
100%?
Biden? Yeah, that's bullshit.
All right.
And that's what I went off of. So I knew there was something there. Something. What the fuck it was, I don't know. Was 10 votes missed for Trump or something, or I don't know.
Right.
But there's no way 100 fucking percent of 200 and whatever thousand fucking votes
Right.
just went to
Lean
Biden.
one way.
Yeah,
Right.
that's bullshit.
Yep.
The independents should have got at least one.
Yeah.
Trump should have got at least one, but they didn't. I saw that with my own 2 eyes. So I knew right then it was bullshit. I knew Trump was going to lose it. And after that, I didn't look at nothing else. I was, fuck it. Pissed me off.
Right.
The video clip and all that shit, I tried to not pay any attention to any of that because I knew it was fraud. I knew it was only for the fact of the numbers. Numbers don't lie. That's just the facts.
Right.
Numbers don't lie.
I agree. But
Speaking of facts, have you heard the new banger
which one?
from
With,
Ben Shapiro? Yeah.
I like reading the comments of the video.
Yeah.
They're the best. It's like, I didn't know he could rap slower than he talks.
Anyways,
It's all right. That's not one of his best songs.
he has more songs.
Not Ben, but Tom McDonald.
Yeah. No, not at all. But I thought it was great.
It was a
the
cool
fact that
collab.
he had Ben Shapiro, and
Right.
it didn't sound half bad.
No. It wasn't
It
terrible.
was, but I just thought it was funny.
Right. No, he's blown up. Tom McDonald's definitely blown up the last year for sure.
Oh yeah. Everything's been singing about over the last 4 or 5 years is all right here. It's in our face. It's blowing up, and you know, for someone to be so patriotic, that's not even from this country. You would think that's unreal, but that's more today than ever. More non-born U.S. citizens are more patriotic than born U.S. citizens.
They
It's
believe in the
crazy.
morals and the values
That's why they fucking
that
came
we sell
here.
everybody on.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's the people that are born and raised here that want to take
Shit on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Want to take it all down.
Yeah, I don't get it, but
But no, so watching all that and watching that Frontline documentary on the whole court case and what come of it, and listening to the actual phone calls, the voice recordings of how everything was happening, like Trump was definitely bullying people into trying to force their hand on, like, hey, let's force another recount. Like, I want to recount again, even though we had 2 recounts, and the guy
and that was the whole deal with
Ben
him and
Roethlisberger or whatever his name is
Yeah.
for the state. He's like, I don't know what to tell you. We've done the count 3 times, and we only miscounted 2 on one of those 3 times.
yeah,
He's like, so the count is the count.
right.
He's like, I don't know what to tell you, sir.
And that was the whole thing with Trump and Kemp. Trump got pissed off at Kemp because Kemp didn't push something. And then same thing with Pence. Pence didn't push something.
Right.
So Trump got mad at them. Like I said, and I've said this shit from the beginning, I think Trump's a piece of shit. I don't think me and him could sit down and have a beer together. I think he's a hell of a businessman. I think he has been through some serious experiences that you could sit down and really learn from. I think he's a smart dude.
Yeah.
Do I think he's an upstanding
Can he be your
citizen?
cool neighbor like next door?
I would rather him be my neighbor than these motherfuckers.
Right.
But anyways,
But the concept is like we don't want to be friends with him. We like the practices that he wants to put in place.
yes. I think he runs the country like a business, and I think he has enough patriotism in his heart to where he runs it the way better than most politicians that are running for that position. I should say that. Definitely not run it the way I would, because I would be way more extreme.
Yeah,
Way more extreme.
for sure.
But
But no, listening to that document, and I will suggest anybody go on front line, watch that documentary. It kind of gives you an eye opener. It kind of shows you how he tried to bully. And this isn't me bashing on Trump; it's just being honest about it.
fuck Orange Man. Orange Man bad.
Right, because more than likely, from what I'm seeing, I will most likely end up voting for him. Unfortunately, I think
So you're not going to vote independent again? Dumb.
right. I'm gonna do a write-in for Sean.
Average Joe 2024 bitches.
Right.
Man, I should have ran for president. I should at some point in my life.
It's a shitty popularity fucking contest.
Yeah.
It's a shitty way of, as awesome and great as it is compared to the rest of the world, which I don't like comparing the U.S. to the rest of the world. We do have the best electoral selection that we could possibly have.
System.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But
Our
at,
selection
the,
sucks.
at the end of the day,
if Trump is our number
if you
one,
don't have money and you're not a fucking public figure of some sort, you don't have a fucking pot to piss in to try to run.
I mean, you got some wild card that comes out of nowhere. He has money, Vivek. Does he have the popularity? No.
Well, brown man.
So why in the fuck did he bail out? Because he only had half of that. He had plenty of money, but he didn't have popularity.
Right.
But he backed out.
Yeah.
He endorsed Trump, and that's where he's at right now. Is that the end of him? I don't think so.
No.
I think
He's a very promising person.
I think the smart thing for Trump would to pick him for his VP. And then that would do two things. One,
Get the brown vote.
that would get a minority vote, definitely the Indian population. But two, it would set Vivek up
For the future.
for the future. Because if he did 4 years as VP,
Just you and
he's a shoo-in for president, especially if the economy gets back the way it was under Trump's administration 4 years ago.
right.
So,
I have this speculation that if he does by chance get in office again, and I honestly can't make an honest decision whether he will or not. I don't understand. One thing I don't understand is how is Biden still fucking polling at all? Obviously people have that much hate towards Trump still, and they probably don't like Nikki Haley, which I think is the vast majority, even though the numbers on all these news channels showing.
They're doing that. I think it's fake. I think they're doing that to try and boost her numbers to get Democrats to vote for her.
Possibly. But I don't understand how people are still have a good conscience on voting in Biden again, considering all things, the whole country, the way it is. And it's not all his fault. I'm not here to say fucking Trump, Trump did all this great stuff. No, he probably made plenty of bad choices. But ultimately, the country was in a better position.
What can you point out he made bad?
Bad?
Yeah.
Bad dealings with Saudi Arabia is one of them.
All right. Besides that, well, I'm saying the Middle East, he fucked up.
Right.
But I think he was trying to push it off. I think that's what he was doing. They set a date, and they said, "Yeah, we'll pull out at this date." And
I want to know if he was fit. I think we've heard recordings of a translator when he was in contact with ISIS.
Yeah.
When shit was still kind of popping off.
yeah.
I want to know, was there like legitimate negotiations, or was it all a ploy of like, hey, I'm talking with ISIS?
Yeah.
That's something we would never know probably.
Right.
But I was like, is this really a thing where they communicated and they did some horse trading? Like, hey, I'll give you a bunch of tanks. You can fucking hang out over here and play with them.
Right. What gets me is we're at the point now where everything's on social media and everything is so easily shown, or can be, why the fuck aren't we more transparent now? I understand back in the 50s, you didn't want to, our government didn't want to be as transparent so the normal
Well, the
person wouldn't have to
communication was
worry.
what didn't allow it
Right,
in a lot of ways.
but now it's so
It's
easy
live.
to.
Yeah.
Everything is live, and our society is so fucked up. Like the most popular thing now is eating ass. I mean, you hear that every.
Let me eat that box.
Yeah, but I just, oh god,
Is that the hot topic in this house?
Yeah, no shit, fucking eating that, dude. Seriously, when what? All right. Side note: why in the fuck is eating ass like one of the most popular things amongst kids nowadays? Why do they talk? I mean,
You have a talk with Kylie.
no, fuck you. We're not having that talk.
I'm still a virgin.
Yeah. But I just don't get it. I don't understand.
I don't know. It's kind of like anal. Like when I was a kid growing up and talk about sex with friends and stuff, it was
that
like
was
anal.
like-
I was like, that's gross. I'm like,
It was
put your dick where you shit? Like, that's gross.
It was yeah, but now you're talking about eating or licking or.
Well, if you douche your ass, it's all good, Sean.
No.
Let me show you how.
Yeah. Would you please? I just don't get it, man. I don't understand this
No.
younger generation where that's like, I eat ass.
Politicians, the ass eating.
Yeah. I mean,
It's a picture of our country.
no,
Summarized.
no shit, but it really is.
Right.
No shit, please. Corn's okay.
Did you eat asparagus?
Yeah. Oh
It's
man.
textured.
I just I don't get it. I don't understand where we are so transparent on grotesque and fucked up things, but yet something so serious like an election, it's like, oh no, or our foreign policies, and I understand to a certain extent we have to keep things secretive. I understand
Yeah,
that,
of course.
but all this other shit that we're putting out there, we're like, oh, we're gonna tell you this, but we're really doing this because no, fuck that.
Kind of like the UFO thing.
Yeah.
Why all of a sudden did they say,
where'd
hey,
it go?
we're going to talk about UFOs? One, most of the country didn't give a fuck. It's like, oh, we kind of knew it already.
Yeah, but where'd that go? That was like headline news for a minute. They were doing
That's the fucking cycle.
Yeah, but
that's the hot topic.
We were doing. We were all in the court. We were this and that, releasing documents, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's gone.
Right. And nobody gave a shit.
Right.
That should have been. If this was 20 years ago, it would be the hot topic for fucking 6 months.
Yeah.
Everybody be talking about it at work. Like,
It's
dude,
gone.
did you hear about that shit?
Yeah, it's gone.
Nobody gives a fuck about the little green man.
No.
And of course, it's speculation that it's just a distraction because of whatever was happening in left field.
All right, so
we're gonna steer your eyes to the right.
What do you think about Texas?
Tejas.
Yeah.
Well,
Got the cup for Texas.
yeah.
Don't tread on me, bitches.
It's a mess. It's an absolute mess, and it's interesting because I've watched some frequent things in just this last week about everything happening, and the vast majority, of course, I get it. I'm all about helping. I'm a humane person, but there is a process. That process is broken, and it has been broken since day one.
Yep.
And there's no legislation to improve it.
Nope.
Let's fix what's broken first, and then we could deal with our issue at the border.
I mean,
It's just one of those things. Like my mom, she's still not a national citizen. She never went through that process simply because she was raising 3 kids and financials and everything else. She didn't see a reason for it. She worked on for the German Air Force for many, many years as a kid. So she didn't really have that requirement. She worked in the food service industry. She didn't have to go get a job off base, which she did at some point in time. But it was one of those things, like, she didn't have to go through those steps. She did the right way. She got married to an American, came over here, got a green card.
the right way.
Yeah, the right way, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
Side note, if you get married to a person that has citizenship here on a physical border bridge, say, for instance, you're Hispanic, I'm a citizen, and we get married on the bridge, you automatically get docketed in to being a citizen.
On
Like,
what bridge?
any border bridge, whether it be Canada or Mexico.
So
You get it kind of like a fucking get out of jail free card.
we get citizenship for both countries.
You'll get. Well, I'm guessing you'll always be a citizen of Mexico. I'm guessing. I don't know
Okay,
how
so
exactly
if I'm a Mexican citizen
Mhm.
and I marry you on the Canada-U.S. bridge,
Mhm.
I get citizenship for Canada and U.S.
I don't know about Canada. I don't know if you have to fucking like write that one off and say I'm American now, or U.S. citizen.
Wow.
But yeah, there's a loophole there. I just found out about recently, and I was like, that's wild.
I was gonna
So
say,
there's actually a service in Mexico that they offer to get married on the actual bridge. Like you walk out there, the whole ceremony.
but
if you call it that.
so it's two Mexicans.
Obviously, say your sister or whatever fucking got her citizenship,
My sister's fucking.
but whatever, you know what I mean.
My sister's fucking a citizen. What'd you say?
No, say your sister was a citizen of the U.S.
Okay.
Say she's Mexican by work.
And I'm from
original.
Alabama, and I married her.
No, if she's a citizen.
I'm trying to follow you, damn it.
If she's a citizen of the U.S.
Okay.
and he said, "Hey, I want to get my brother fucking Javier fucking over here."
All right. So my sister is a citizen of the U.S., and I want her to marry my brother Javier. So we're in
And if
Alabama.
they get married on the bridge,
Uh-huh.
you automatically get like a fucking express pass to
I do?
citizenship. No,
I do because my sister married Javier. My
Javier
sister
does.
married my brother.
Javier does.
I'm fucking confused.
If you are a Mexican person and I am an American citizen,
I mean, you get married.
and we get married on that bridge, you
Do they allow
automatically-
gays to get married?
I don't know.
Where are
That's a
you
good
going
question.
with this, James?
I was just saying, it was just a side
I'm
note.
just fucking
Like, it
with
was just something I come across. I'm like, that's wild. It's one
I'm gonna
loophole
come
in the
across
system.
you after we get married on the bridge.
Hell yeah. And we get our backs wet.
Bow chicka wow wow. I see what you did there.
Gotcha, boy.
Pinchy mojado.
But no, the Texas thing's wild. And the funniest thing out of everything, so
I think it's great they're telling Biden, fuck you.
So-
And he's giving them deadlines. You have 2 days. And they're like,
the whole razor wire thing and all that crap. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I know federal law supersedes state law.
yeah, but it's not meant to.
It's not meant to, but that's what law is.
That's not how this country was founded. This
That's
country was founded.
that's how law is, though, currently. And so legally, they can enforce that at a federal level.
Yeah,
is it
but
right?
You see all the states back in Texas and sending people there to help.
Most of them border states, but yes.
Georgia sent people there. Florida sent people there. Iowa sent people there. All kinds of states. It's like 20 fucking states.
Are these red states?
Huh?
Red states?
Not all of them, but a lot of people sent.
Are you? So what
think
is
that's
with
pretty dope.
the Ohio caucus? Or
What do you
Iowa
mean?
caucus?
What?
I've been meaning to look this up before this episode. I don't understand it. Why is it so important that they get the vote of Iowa to supersede so many other states? Is it population density, or are you familiar
No,
with it at all?
it's the fuck. What is that called?
Because New Hampshire and Iowa's are big ones.
Yeah.
We don't have to talk about it, but it was just something I didn't mean to look up. Like,
co-
why is it so important?
I'm trying to think of the word. The college vote. No, it's the
Collegiate vote?
Yeah, that's it. I'm trying to remember. It's the number for, when you
How many representative votes they get off of it, or
no college. Fuck. I'm trying to think of the word. Anyways, like whenever you see a president run, there's 316 college
electoral votes?
electoral votes. Electoral. That's what it is. Iowa's one of the biggest.
Okay.
So that's
Why
what it
is that, though?
I have no fucking clue.
It's farm country.
I know, but the way that whole electoral vote thing started and how it originally was population, and then it's changed to electoral, and it needs to be revamped because there's no fucking way they are beating Georgia in a number. I just don't see that. You know what I mean? There's no way they're beating, these big ass states. especially ones with the population high as fuck.
If you had to pick one thing to make corrective in the government, what would that one thing be? If you had one thing that they said, Sean, you pick this one thing, we're fucking changing it because it will improve us drastically, what would that be?
Every representative can only, of this country, no matter if you're state, if you're Senate, if you're Congress, 8 years tops. Same as presidency.
Okay.
That's it. If
Term limits.
term limits, all of them could only be the same as the president.
Yeah, because that's my same answer. I was just curious what it was.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You fucking copycat.
Yep.
This motherfucker didn't have an answer and he just used mine.
Term limits, because senators are the poison of this country. Yeah. They really are.
I mean, it's a whole Trump's campaign running the first time was drain the swamp.
Right.
And it was a valid fucking point, and it's something that I've been talking about ever since I got into politics, and that's been an issue. And like Biden's been in some form of government for 50 fucking years. He's never had a real fucking job. He's as crooked and as corrupt as they come. It's because of that.
You ain't black if you don't vote for me.
Yeah, that's so fucked up. And
but it's okay. Nobody talks about it.
No, they don't.
But if you put on some shoe polish on your face, they're gonna talk about you for a month.
Yeah, but speaking of that, it's Black History Month.
Mm-hmm. Hallelujah.
Fuck that. That's bullshit.
It is.
I'm so over that too.
I went over that with Abigail the other day.
Did you?
Yeah, she's like, because we do streaming service at the camper, the house, and I started watching news again just this past month, just to get weather mostly, because we've had shitty weather here in the state. Well, the whole country's been under shitty weather, but we've had a deep freeze, so I've been catching up. So they don't show the normal commercials that come across cable TV, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of go to like a generic song, like do 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 do, like fucking waiting music.
How's it go?
And they show images of George, like random shit. And they have all these random images, and it cuts back in 3.5 minutes or whatever to the news.
Yeah.
And then, of course, MLK Day come around in January.
Mm-hmm.
And then it rolls over. They'll show MLK images all around the state, because Georgia was a big political state, or a civil rights state. It was huge. It played a huge part. So they showed images and all this other stuff, and Abigail was learning about it, and we talked about it. And then they transferred over to MLK stuff into Black History Month. A lot of Black History images that popping up during where normal commercials would be. And she's like, well, when's Black History Month? I said, it's now. It's today. Like it was the 1st of February. And I told her, I think it's silly. She's like, what do you mean? And I was like, I think Black History Month is kind of a silly thing that they put out there during shortly after civil rights activists. Everything calmed down, and I guess the white folks of the USA acknowledged that black people are all normal like us during that time. And I said, but if you think about it, how can you summarize the history of a culture or a race to 1 month? I said, it's kind of pandering to them. And I didn't use the word pandering. I said, but it's kind of like a show and tell. Like, hey, this month we're going to give you something. We're going to talk about nothing but Black history. And I said, yes, Black history is a big part of this country and the entire world. I said, but to summarize it in 1 month, I said, I think it's kind of silly. And then she asked, she's like, why do you think it's silly? Like, go more in depth, more or less, she's asking me. I said, well, if you think about it, and I said, Uncle Sean would probably be better to explain this to you. I said, at one point in time, technically, what has come out in the last 20 years or even further, everybody that walked this earth at some point in time was dark complected or black, or however you want to put it. We were all black at one point in time, because we all came from the continent of Africa.
Right.
And then we slowly migrated away. That's what people do.
Right.
And obviously ones that went to colder climates, which is, Northern Asia, the Caucasus Mountains of Asia, and so on.
The mountains of Caucasus.
Yep.
That's where the Caucasian man came from.
Yep. And I said, we all migrated, and then colder climates, we don't go outside because we're mammals. We like warm weather, technically. And I said, we don't survive in cold climates, so we stayed out of the sun. So the melanin in our skin slowly faded over hundreds and thousands of years. And that's where we get our skin complexion from. I said, look at Native American Indians. They lived in huts.
They look like you.
Yeah. I said they lived in huts, but they spent most of their time, hunting, gathering, and so on.
Right.
They provided, and they slept in a tent at night, and that was it. But they were exposed to the sun, and that's why they have a darker complexion.
Right.
I said that's a summarization of it. I said Uncle Sean could probably go more in depth. I think he's more educated in that aspect. I said, but I was just more or less explaining Black History Month. I said,
Oh, that was good.
in kid terms, in 11-year-old terms. Yeah. And I said, there's a famous actor called Morgan Freeman. And I said, he explained, him and Denzel Washington hate Black History Month for that simple analogy of how can you summarize the history of my people to 30 days or 29 days.
Yeah. So look this up. What day was it that Rosa Parks decided not to go to the back of the bus? So while he's doing that, the reason I'm bringing this up is because she is one of the...
She died in 2005. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought it was way...
No. But she's one of the martyrs, right, for the Black community.
December 1st, 1955.
1955. But, okay, December 1st. So we're looking at...
In Montgomery, Alabama.
December 1st, and we're celebrating it in February. Why?
Good question. Do you have an answer?
It's because Black History Month. So we should do one or two things, I think, my opinion, for whatever the fuck it matters. We should celebrate that shit on December 1st, or we should celebrate it on the day she passed or the day she was born. One of those three. Doing it in February for Black History Month is bullshit. And kind of the same reasons as what you said. Black history is American history, period. There's nothing
as far as our country's...
as far as our country goes, because no other country talks about blacks and whites like we do.
They don't have Black History Month in fucking England.
No. But, and it's like over in England, they don't say that black guy over there. They say that guy over there in the red jacket. I mean, it's just how it is.
Right.
But, anyways.
Maybe they do say black guy. Because if there's a group of guys, like, hey, look at that guy over there. And then if you're specifically talking about that black guy, hey, look at that black guy in the red ball cap or something. I don't know.
I doubt it.
No?
I really don't think they do.
Let's phone a friend real quick and ask him how that goes.
Phone a friend?
Yeah, your British friend.
Oh, my phone's busy.
Yeah, it's all good. So to give you perspective real quick, Black History Month was first proposed and introduced in February of 1969.
Yeah. 1969 was a good year.
And it was actually...
when they started eating ass.
Kind of...
eating
that black ass.
Hell yeah. That's when we were pandering them black votes. We started licking ass.
So 1969 it was introduced as a proposition and was actually installed, I guess, in 1970.
Yeah. Only took a year. Hell yeah. But anyways, back on that, I really think it's divisive. And I think it's divisive for multiple reasons. So one, if you look at the white man, he's going to say, we don't have White History Month. This is bullshit, whatever,
It's 11 months.
Blah, blah, blah. That's where I'm going. And then you look at the black community, and they'll say, a white guy says, Black History Month's bullshit. And they'll say, fuck that. No, it's not. Yada, yada, yada. This is the month we get to celebrate my people's, history and how we've came to be equals and this and that and having civil rights. And, okay, well, why do you want a White History Month? You have 11 months. So either way you look at it, on either side of the spectrum, it's divisive. Because it's got black folks being defensive for their month, right? And then you have white folks being defensive for y'all get a month because y'all think you're special. That's bullshit. Where's our month? So either way you look at it, it's divisive. And I think it's just another way to keep it. And we talked about this once before on here. You go to another country, like we were just saying, you fill out a job application. It don't ask you if you're fucking black, white,
male, female,
Hispanic,
orientation.
yeah, I mean, Asian. It don't ask none of that shit. Latino. But what it does ask is, are you a national citizen of this country?
Mm-hmm.
Are you allowed to work in this country?
Right.
Blah blah blah. Here we want to get to the nitty gritty for civil rights. We want to get into it for affirmative action. We want to get into it for all these reasons that were once needed, but are no longer needed. And I think until our government takes that shit off applications, they quit pandering. They get this black.
I don't think it's a government thing. I think it's
I do.
a societal thing.
Black is it's got to be pushed by the society to get the government to quit it, and then it'll go that way.
But I don't think the government is physically enforcing those applications to have.
Yes, they are. It's law.
Is it?
Yes.
Really?
For what I just say? Not civil rights, but for affirmative action.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be on there by law.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
I know it's on. I haven't filled out a whole lot of applications.
Because if you own a warehouse,
right,
and there's not enough females, there's not enough minorities, whether it be black, Asian, Hispanic, then they're going to come in there and they're going to say, you have to put this many people on your payroll. Yes.
Wow.
Affirmative action.
I had a discussion with a customer of my company.
Which one? You got 13. And
Larry,
you're still part of the poors.
Yeah. So Larry's righthanddriveconversions.com. No, Larry's righthanddrive.com.
He fucked his own company up.
So
Larry, go ahead.
Larry here. I had a customer come in. He just recently retired.
I'm going to start a company called Bob's something or another.
Builders. No, he came in and he was in HR. He had been at a company called Print Pack, which is huge here in the state. They do a lot of cardboard printing, processing, all kinds of stuff.
So Bob worked at Print Pack.
Bob. Actually, I think his name was Bob.
Oh, shit.
Or it might have been Gil or something simple. Three-letter name.
Oh, you're saying the dude's simple? He's talking down to his customers. Y'all see this?
So he was telling me he eventually, started on the floor and worked his way up. He'd been there 20-something years.
I back you, Texas.
And he said he got an HR. And then when he got an HR, he found out what this country has turned into just in the last 5 years with affirmative, more or less affirmative action, how it works.
Yeah.
And what Sean was just describing. And he said they ended up having to do some layoffs like 2 years ago for whatever reason.
And they had to lay off people that were better qualified because of affirmative action.
More or less.
They
had an allotment of, people that were, however the process worked for them to get on this fucking sheet of paper, like, hey, we got to pick out of this 40, we got to pick half of them, and lay them off. Well, they have to go through. And then once they go through and say, okay, we could do without him, then
they have to crunch percentages.
And then they got to figure out what sex, what race, what everything is, to break it down. Whether they are qualified, more qualified, whatever the case is.
Doesn't matter.
They had to go off of that and figure out the percentage of making our company equal.
Per laws in our government.
And I'm like, he's like, when I saw that in action, like with my physical eyes, like being in the process, he's like, I didn't agree with it. He's like, I had to quit.
Yep.
And so he retired.
Yep.
And he said, I couldn't sit at home anymore, so I got a part-time job at the U.S. Postal Service.
Oh, yeah. Good job, Bob.
Yeah, Bob. But no, the whole affirmative action thing is just silly in my eyes.
Yeah.
I saw its place in time.
It was needed at one point.
Yes.
It's not anymore.
Absolutely.
I think all that is so divisive and keeps us separated. Mm-hmm. And it's going to continue. Nothing is going to change until we all side with Texas and fucking blow up the federal government. This episode's going down.
Cancel.
I shouldn't say that shit.
He was joking, by the way, YouTube.
Yeah,
and
just
everywhere else
joke.
listening.
God, people.
Lighten up.
It's 50 minutes in. Maybe they won't catch that. But I don't know, man. It just it's one of those things, right? So either that or we all get together with the federal government and we all eat each other's ass. Oh man,
I'll
just
be
everybody
the
walking
instructor.
around shit faced.
Federal ass eating instructor. Put that on a business card.
A whole new meaning to shit faced.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I was shit faced. There was like 8 dudes in line.
Yeah, there's lining up. Affirmative action's a bitch.
Hell yeah.
This one guy fucking
Came straight from work, swamp ass.
Yeah. He was working the docks.
I loved it. What kind of sick fuck? Anyways. Wow. But, oh, shit. Good times.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
It has been. So, me and Sean, obviously, a lot of things have happened over the last 4 months, 6 months, whatever timeline it's been. It's been a while since we've done this. We've been talking about it. I've discussed it. Sean's discussed it.
We do have, and we're going to next podcast. We're gonna trial it. Well, we've already trialed it. It worked. And we're gonna set it up and do it remotely, and see if that helps us to where we can get on the roll with this.
Right.
And
I don't think we'll get back to a weekly episode as much as we want to, because our schedules, unfortunately, our schedules have just fucking separated us.
But we have to do bi-weekly. We have to.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So for sure bi-weekly. And
bisexual, you mean?
Hell yeah. Eating ass every day, baby.
Get that Federal Reserve on your ass.
But yeah, so Discord. Yep. So we had my kids school us on Discord and get us all set up.
That's when we're getting old. We're getting the kids to show us how to work the internet.
Fuck, dude. It's crazy. The internet was birthed in our prime years. Speaking of, look at that fucking gray, man.
I got some too, dude. Right here on my fucking chinny chin chin.
That was from my nuts, James.
Sorry. Scrape that shit out. But no, that whole thing of having them break the shit down, just because I don't use it, I feel like an old ass parent, because even Abigail shows me how to do stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is getting shitty real fast.
You are getting old. Look at that haircut. He's trying to get that young guy haircut.
No, this is my
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage haircut.
Oh, is that what it is? That's
Slick
what
back,
you're going
fucking
with?
receding hairline right behind my ears.
Hell yeah.
Trying to get that receding hairline like Sean.
Hell yeah.
If it gets any thinner up front, I'm shaving it like you.
Hell yeah. Mine stops about.
Then we could be the fucking ass-eating twins instead of the Hodge twins.
Oh, AS twins. Or AE twins. There we go.
That sounds like a gay porno.
It does. We should start a site. We can call it Only Meats.
Yeah.
Onlymeats.com.
Only ass.
Oh, gosh. Onlymeats.com.
Only ass.
No, I don't like that. Only Meats.
You better hurry up and fucking buy that that website. It's gonna be gone.
Yeah, no shit.
Well, we can do
That's
.net.
a fucking great idea.
We can do .net.
.org.
.org.
Yeah, they'll think it's a fucking
Or .gov.
federal fed. Yeah.
Eass.gov. Gives you a protocol of what to do in this situation.
Exactly. When the shit hits the fan.
Come run into us.
Oh, God.
We got our hands out.
Tongue out.
Yeah. So what's your thoughts on Texas and everything going on right now?
I think good for them. I think it's a shit show. I think.
What's your thoughts on the humanitarian part of it? How do we handle?
No, there is no. You go to any other fucking.
All
right, go to North Korea and South Korea. Look at their fucking borders.
But that's an extreme case, Sean.
No, that is not extreme. That is someone protecting their borders.
We'll just use Canada.
You do not get across.
They won't let you walk across.
Right. Nobody does.
They will walk across, but you can't fucking do anything there. You could buy their shit. You can't get a job there. You can't do nothing there. Unless you get a work visa.
Okay.
But anyways, what I was getting at was like, I want to know, I've been thinking about it a lot. I'm like, how do we handle the vast amounts of migrants that are trying to come in?
We do exactly what they're doing. We secure our borders at any means
on the humanitarian
necessary.
aspect. I understand.
That is humane.
But, okay, say we got, say we have a fucking line from the Gulf all the way up to Arizona, or New Mexico of just fucking dead migrants fucking just littered across the border. That's what I'm thinking about in that aspect.
Look at,
Kids, women, children, fucking all that shit.
all right, it's easy. You put up signs, and the signs say this in whatever fucking every language: do not cross this field. It's landmines. Period. And you fucking do a landmine field. They can read it. Period.
I get it.
I mean, it's that simple, dude. It's come here the right way.
Eat ass.
Eat ass.
That's how you get in.
That's it. That's it. If you don't want to walk through the landmines,
Border agent's
come
ass.
eat my ass,
Nice and
and
sweaty.
you can walk right through the border.
Yeah.
and we're good.
Yeah.
No, just come here the fucking right way, and we're open arms.
Right.
Come on, let's go. Help strengthen our country. Be supportive to what you're coming to, like almost every fucking immigrant is, and live the dream that we sell, like you said earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. That's my solution. Don't try and cheat the system, because the system will fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
It's that simple. So if there is barbed wire, so be it. If there's landmines, so be it. If there's a motherfucker telling you, I mean, look at any embassy, our embassies in any country or theirs.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to try and fucking cross that line, they will shoot you dead. Guess what? That's
Fuck around and find out.
That's a strengthened border.
Right.
Period. So it is what
But
it
our
is.
country was founded on immigrants, Sean.
Mm-hmm.
What do we do?
Our country was founded on immigrants the correct way. They went through due process.
Well, they came in on Ellis Island, signed a book, and walked in.
No, that was what's his name's island? Epstein's Island.
That's where the ass eating came from.
Hell yeah. Oh, fuck.
Speaking of Epstein, what the fuck, man?
What?
He's dead. She's in jail for fucking 15, 20 years, whatever it was. There's obviously something there where they found her guilty.
Mm-hmm.
How come that information has not been released? It's not to protect anybody
Yeah.
except the powerful.
Except all the politicians
Right.
and the really, really fucking
Why,
rich people.
why are all these girls, whether they're ashamed of it or boys, whatever it is, I understand the whole ashamed part of it, but something has to happen, I think. This information has to be let out. As big of a case as this is, it is fucking wild that we still have 0 names. 0.
Yeah.
And that has, it's over, what, 2 years old now?
Yeah.
When he
Longer.
originally committed suicide?
Yeah.
Committed suicide?
Yeah.
Yes, YouTube, I agree. And everywhere else, I agree he committed suicide, and I don't contest it whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't know. It just like anything else, getting swept under the rug. It's it's disappeared. It's not in the headline news. It's just like everything else we talked about, and everything else we've normally talked about. I mean, it's just
But we don't want an insurrection.
no.
Nobody.
But I don't know. I think Texas needs to keep doing their thing. I think the people are being heard for once.
Mm-hmm.
But every time but it's not just the people. I mean, it's Texas National Guard. It's Texas sheriffs. It's Texas, PDs. It's local, but it's also militias. It's also regular people. It's also, and that is the definition of a militia.
Mm-hmm.
Is well armed citizens, and they are doing what our federal government has not done, and they tell our federal government to fuck off. We got it, and then the federal government's like, oh no, you can't do that. Fuck you. You haven't done it. We're gonna do it. So what?
Right.
So yeah, I think they need to keep doing their thing. I think the whole humanitarian is bullshit. It is a way for our federal government and Biden's administration and all of them to get involved. And if they can get them to do something by threats, then they'll continue. As long as they do not say, okay, we'll take this down,
Mm-hmm.
then that's the start of the end of it. as long as they stand their ground, then it's going to turn into another one of those fucking Bundy Farm deals.
Right.
You know, and if it does go that far, I don't think our government, I think in today's society, that is not going to fly. I hope it's not, anyways. But I don't know.
I was just curious what your thoughts were on it.
Yeah. I think they need to.
Because I'm not reading into the whole.
I think they need to hold their line. I think they need to keep saying no. And, you know, enough's enough. I mean, it's this simple. Finish the fucking wall. Finish it. Y'all fought Trump on it until Trump's out of administration. Biden's in administration. It became a big ordeal. Y'all still had it stopped. And then y'all thought, oh, well, now we have a fucking problem because we stopped everything and we opened our borders. Well, now we need to do something because we have a border crisis again. We've always had it. Mm-hmm. It's never not been an issue. We just turn away.
Right.
And, you know, they need to finish the fucking wall and then it's humanitarian because there's no razor wire. Right.
Well, I'm not talking about the humanitarian. I'm talking about the actual, like, just people. I'm talking about the people themselves. I don't care about how the government's picturing it.
It's this simple. Come in the right way.
Right.
And fucking welcome.
I think where you stop
taxes.
You start enforcing, you know, the right to work.
Yeah.
In every state. And start fining, you know, these farm laborers, you know, all this other stuff.
I think they need to, IRS is fucking stupid. And taxes is getting stupid. And the average household pays like 40% of fucking taxes. That's stupid. Mm-hmm. That's way too much. We need to go to fair tax, 25% across the fucking board. The end consumer pays for it at the grocery store. Done deal. Yep. So if you're a U.S. citizen or not.
But we won't have our paved roads, Sean.
But if you are an illegal alien here in this country, guess what? You're paying taxes. Done. That'll solve so much problem. And our federal government will have way more money.
There'll be a surplus, maybe.
Yeah, no
one
shit.
day. Not anytime soon.
But
that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
How are we still operating when we are in a deficit?
Because we're not on the gold standard anymore. That's how.
I know, but how do we continue to operate?
Hit print, bitch.
I get that. But I don't know. How is this bubble that we've been living in the last several years?
Yeah.
How is it not popped? How is it being fucking construed as something else? Is it being hidden that well by the mass medias?
Yeah. It's not allowed to be talked about.
You know, it's like it's a 4-letter word on the news if you say it.
Fuck.
Yeah. Like let's not talk about it. If we don't talk about it, it won't exist. Kind of like racism, right?
Yeah.
That's the way they kind of picture it. At least that's how I think they picture it.
Yeah, I don't know.
But no, the economy, it has to stop. It really does. I think so. Money production, goods exports, something's got to give.
Yeah.
One thing I am looking forward to if Trump does get in office, pipeline will open back up.
Yeah.
Cost of goods will go down.
I think in 4 years he can get it done. I think in 4 years, if they kick it off as soon as he gets in office, they can get it done.
We got to be independent from the rest of the world.
Yeah.
That is one of our...
Because we already saw where that led. Mm-hmm. The Middle East fucking jacked our prices up, and then all right, let's switch from them and go to Russia. And Russia was like, no, fuck you. I'm not giving you anything because you're helping Ukraine. And then it's like, wow, okay, so what do we do now? We keep paying that high-ass price. Right. Fuck that.
Why are we sending our money overseas when we could send it right at home? Mm. We keep our little bubble floating with money. It stays in the country.
That makes too much sense, James.
On a world economy.
You don't know anything about foreign politics or policies.
But I also know I can't afford to help my friends out if my bank account ain't situated.
Yeah, no shit.
If your house ain't in order, how are you going to help your neighbor?
No, you throw rocks at their glass house. Fuck them. You go next door and you eat their ass.
Hey, man, I need $20.
Yeah.
Bend over.
$20 is $20.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right. I think this is good.
Yeah, man.
A little over an hour.
Happy Black History Month. I'm sorry, African History Month.
That's so stupid.
Why don't we call African? Because they're African Americans.
No, they're not. They're fucking Americans.
I know, but on paper they're
I
African
know that,
Americans.
and that's bullshit. That's what I'm saying.
So it
It's
should
all
be
divisive.
African Heritage Month
No.
or
You
History
know,
Month.
fucking Africans hate black Americans. Hate them.
Mm-hmm.
The vast majority. But, anyways, we need to quit being so divisive, for sure. I don't know. I think we all just need to get together in a big circle, sing Kumbaya, and eat each other's asses.
Not gay.
No, not at all.
Anyways, so since we got this going again, we have a group of people that are probably still interested in coming on. Give us some
Militia.
insight. Yeah, a private militia.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I don't want to let the cat out of the bag. I want to get them lined up and make sure they're still good first.
Yep.
Group of guys that do a very particular job that I don't have any insight on.
With a very particular set of skills.
Yeah. And they're all white, so it's
Yeah.
all right.
It's Liam
And-
Nelson.
Yeah, that's exactly it. But no, we have some characters
If
that
you
can come
didn't
on.
catch that.
Yeah.
Anyways.
And we're going to get them on, and we're going to try to get some more guests on, make it more interesting.
Yeah.
I like interviewing people, get some insight on different professions. I think
Hell
it's
yeah.
fun.
So, if you're into eating ass, send us an email at sarcasticallyserious02@gmail.com.
And what was your first? We want all the gritty details. I want to know more about glory holes, and if you have a map of them.
Yeah, right here behind Oh, shit.
Glory holes are fun.
Yeah.
I love truck stop. Put a stop to that shit.
The fuck.
Just putting that out there, guys.
So, anyways, James is starting another business. It's
Yeah.
called Ned's Glory Holes. He's got to pick some other dude's name.
$20 for ass eating.
Hell yeah. Oh man.
Gotta get that house built.
The hole's got to be bigger though. They got to be able to get. Oh man, God,
We get a hole saw.
dude, think about it. And then truck drivers like, hey, you don't need a shower. Just come get your ass ate.
Yeah.
It'll be licked clean.
Damn, dude, what the fuck? Do you eat Popeyes?
Oh God.
A
No.
little spicy.
Speaking of Popeyes, I'll show you this video after this.
Roger.
Oh God.
Anyways, see y'all.
All right, y'all. It's been fun, and we're back at it.
Yay.
All right then.
Bye. Oh, we need a bigger soundboard.